You're watching Channel Japan. Next is a segment called Takumi from Science View, a program produced by NHK.
Takumi literally means artisan in Japanese, and it's a word often used to describe craftsmen with exceptional skills.
So, who is our Takumi today?
Yes, this time we introduce a developer of a new method and machine to prevent damage from natural disasters such as tsunami and floods.
When you say tsunami, I immediately think of the earthquake in northeastern Japan in 2011.
Yes, I do too. And right after the earthquake, a massive tsunami, the biggest on record, washed over wide areas of northeastern Japan. I have the map over here.
And the damage it caused was just immense.
It was, and in some places the tsunami was higher than 10 meters, and nearly 20,000 people were killed or remained missing. And also more than 330,000 people were forced to evacuate.
And it just really made us realize how powerful and scary nature could be.
I agree, and because of that there's been a re-emphasis on the importance of building disaster-resistant structures.
So our Takumi this time took those lessons and developed something new.
Yes, he did. He used various data collected from the earthquake and tsunami in northeastern Japan to come up with an innovative improvement to conventional seawalls. So take a look.
March 11th, 2011. A powerful magnitude 9 earthquake struck East Japan. The tsunami that it triggered was over 10 meters high and inflicted immense damage. The power of nature was far beyond human imagination, and there was nothing that could be done. But now a new disaster prevention technology which can withstand major disasters is receiving attention.
Hi, I'm Michelle. The Takumi, or innovator I'm going to introduce to you today, has created an anti-disaster machine that is highly effective against natural disasters such as floods and tsunamis. And this is the machine. Let's go meet our Takumi.
We visited Kochi City, Kochi Prefecture. The south of the town faces the Pacific Ocean. And this is today's Takumi, Tetsuo Minami.
A large-scale refurbishing construction of an embankment is currently taking place here in Kochi. That's the construction site over there.
I see. It's been done over quite a wide area. This is the anti-disaster machine that is being used at construction sites. 20-meter-long steel piles were being pushed into the ground. It's called an implant method. By making a wall with steel piles, it becomes an embankment that can withstand enormous tsunamis. Until now, seawalls and embankments made out of concrete were the norm. A cross-section shows that there's a footing underground that extends sideways. Because it doesn't require any special techniques and is inexpensive, this method was implemented worldwide, but the structure had its limits. When the Great East Japan earthquake hit, the earthquake and tsunami caused the seawalls and embankments to collapse. Here is a conventional seawall, and here is an implant structure seawall. Let's see how they handle a tsunami. For this experiment, we'll be using marbles instead of seawater. Okay then, can you show us please? This was really surprising. There's such a big difference. When a strong force hits the conventional seawall, the foundation base is lifted up. Water then rushes into the space created under the foundation and causes the seawall to topple over. On the other hand, the seawall built with the implant method has steel piles going deep into the ground, and it doesn't budge. So all you need is to replace the footing structure with the implant structure.
That's true. But to make something new, you have to first clear out what's already there. And that's a big job on its own. So we came up with a new idea. We decided to drive the piles into the original structure and reinforce it.
This is how the anti-disaster machine was created. The machine drives the steel piles deep into the ground using hydraulic pressure. This is Murata, who created the machine with Minami. First, the ring grabs a hold of a pile. The piles are rotated as they are pressed into the ground. This rotating motion was actually a major point for the development of this machine. When a pile is pressed into the ground, a compressed soil mass called a pressure bulb forms around its tip. This stabilizes the piles, but is also an obstacle during the installation process. So Minami and his team decided to adjust the rotational speed of the piles and the press and force according to the site's geological formation. By controlling the process, they're able to keep the pressure bulbs from becoming too large. An innovative idea was also used for the tip of the piles.
This is attached to the tip.
Oh, it's quite heavy. What is it made of?
It's tungsten carbide.
By using a very hard mineral called tungsten carbide, the piles are able to penetrate concrete structures. This is how the rotary cutting press and machine was created. It took them 20 years to complete. As an engineer, what are your dreams for the future?
This construction method is not widely used. The rotary cutting press-in machine can be used in all sorts of places. So I want the world to become familiar with this press-in method.
Well, the Takumi talked about wanting to take the method to other countries. So is it being adopted overseas as well?
Well, they have put quite a lot of effort into international marketing and promoted it during public-private infrastructure conferences held in Ethiopia and Kenya last July.
Well, I hope the lessons that Japan learned in its own disasters can help prevent similar tragedies around the world. And after the break, we have an episode of Dream Weavers.